Hey guys, welcome back. So I have no idea what I did in my audio settings here, but I completely killed my mic. So I'm going to have to do voiceovers on the next couple of segments. So I think I might clip it and hurry up and get straight to the point with these as opposed to doing the sort of like live stream kind of thing. But that does get sorted out. I'll get to that when we get there. Audio's totally fixed after this point. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue on.
So, where exactly is Raithwall's tomb?
Far to the west. We must first cross the Yogir Yensa, and beyond that, the Nam Yensa, before we reach the tomb. An expanse of desert larger still than all of Delmasca. We must pace ourselves. If you grow tired, we stop and take rest.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm tougher than I look.
You are at that.
So the Sandsea is an interesting place. There are a ton of chests here that have stuff in them. This one right up here is supposed to have a club that it didn't have, so I tried to respawn the chest, whatever. These little tomato guys, they spawn all over the place here. They're actually really good for farming, especially if you're short on cash, because they drop succulent fruit. You can sell those things for a ton. If you run up the stairs on this first platform, you'll find two urns. They have the maps for both this area and the connecting area. There's a wizard staff in that chest. The chest I didn't get anything out of on the ground, that was supposed to have a bouge, I think. It's like a type of mace. Most of the stuff in these chests isn't great, but it's worth showing you. There was sleep in that one there if you didn't get it earlier. There are a couple of them that are really good, like the ones that have spells in them, like that one has sleep. There are more later that have some pretty cool stuff.
A construct to draw oil from the ground. Abandoned many years now, it seems.
Did Dalmascans build this?
No, the Rosarians. Their empire lies far to the west, ever at war with Arcadia. Heedless of the kingdoms caught in their midst. Dalmasca, Nabrodia, Landis.
'Tis the small craft's fate to watch the list of the galleons and pray for light winds.
Vosla, why are you here?
Imagine my surprise when upon my return to Bogerba, I find both you and the Lady Ash have vanished. I thought you above consorting with sky pirates.
Malthir is a man worthy of our trust, and it was the Lady Ash's decision. I am content to lend my arm. As I could not when Rasla died, when her throne was taken. Never again. I will defend her this time.
You walk the Knight's Path. The Lady Ash?
We should leave this place.
Let me guess. Sandstorm?
Something far worse.
I see. So the Dawn Shard does lie in King Raithwall's tomb. The Marquis sympathizes with your plight, yet the Empire perches as a carrion bird on his shoulder. He can keep whispers of your abduction silent for only so long.
Yes. Tell me, Vossler, what have you accomplished?
We leave at once. This is Urutan Yensa territory, and they are unfond of visitors. Looks like we've attracted the wrong sort of attention. Let's quit this place while we still can. Move!
Vossler! Have you found the means to restore Dalmasca?
First, we must claim the Dawn Shard. It all begins with that.
Yeah, now we get Vossler as a guest. He's pretty cool actually. He has telekinesis, so he can hit flying things, which is nice. Chest had an ancient sword. That thing's no good. Also, there are traps everywhere, so we should probably have Libra on. So here's that sword. It does petrify, but it's like a low chance, so eh. There's normally a chest behind that trap, but I can't remember what's in it. You go up this platform though, and you find pretty much the best item in the game. The golden amulet. So what that does is it doubles the LP gained, which is really, really nice, at least until you max out your boards. This platform here has a killer bow on it. We've gotten those before. They're alright. They're not very good at this point in the game, really. Even if you weren't cheesing things, it's still meh. Wizard Hat's pretty good. Pretty much all the the mage gear is going to be pretty good. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but there's a sword for you. It's one of the katana types. It's decently powerful, but not that great really compared to other things we have. The cool things about katanas though, katanas and the ninja swords, is they combo a lot. That's where you hit several times in a row. So you could go ahead and continue over to the Namyensa Sandsea from here, but I don't wanna. I just want that teleport crystal. We're going to actually go to the sea from the northern exit, but this merchant here, he travels around, pretty much follows you as you go through the different areas. So he's pretty handy. He'll have all the most recent things and consumables, which is nice. Let's go back out to the first place and finish getting the cool stuff. So both of the blue arrows you see there go to the Zertanan Caverns, but because of storyline reasons we can't actually go in there just yet, but I do want to go through the zone just to have it on the map. Yeah, see there's a sand falls or whatever you want to call it. One of them though, the one in the middle, you can go through, and there's a reason you'd want to do that. If you go out on those two platforms out there, the one on the northeast has some sort of axe in it. I can't remember. I end up not getting it this run, but I'm not super concerned about them. That platform there had Reflect, which is a pretty useful spell in some instances. And you kind of got to go all the way around all these little loop-de-loops because they have chests like hidden around the side in places that don't even make sense. They may or may not have something in them. I don't know. It's a random spawn, and even if you were to look up a guide, you probably won't find one that's up to date for the Zodiac version. So just go around all the little loops and open all the chests and see what you get. And if you head down towards the central area here, you'll get to that other entrance into the caverns. You can actually go through that one, and there is an item on the other side of that for you. So you just pretty much run straight through the caverns, except that chest right there has sight unseen, which I was talking about earlier. That's the one if your dudes are blind, they can still do cool things. So definitely make sure you pick that up, and then run out the other side. And this platform ought to look familiar. That's the one where the good or whatever spawns. It's like on a trap. This chest here in the middle is going to have a turtle shell choker. Gives you casting of magic with guild rather than MP, which is actually good. It sounds stupid, but it's good because there are some places, especially in trial mode, where there's mana suppressing fields or whatever, where it just drains all your mana to 0, so you can't cast anymore, which is real bad. So that'll let you cast with guild. And I figured since I'm here, I might as well try and steal from this dude. It took a very long time, and I did end up getting a suit of shielded armor, which is pretty cool actually. I'll show you that in a second. But this dude is one of the rare games, so might as well take him out while you're here. That shielded armor gives you protect on equip. It's just always on, which is really nice. I don't remember if that's physical or magical, but anyway, it reduces the damage by about half. So that's really nice. Even though the armor number is actually pretty low, it works really well. Just gotta buy the license for it. And the chest on the bottom of the platform there had a winged helm in it. It's actually pretty good too. Better than what I was wearing anyway. And just sprint back out, and then the chest that I opened on the way in that's just hanging out in the middle on the ground down there. This time it actually had a round shield in it. So like I said, these chests may or may not have things. It's like a random chance to drop things. I'm pretty sure all of them would actually drop a piece of gear if you sat there making them respawn long enough. So I think we might have found just about all there is to find in this area. At least anything I care to make the chest respawn for. The good things, the spells like Reflect and whatever the other one was, those will always be in there no matter what. And then the Sight Unseeing skill over in the Cavern Pass in the central entrance. So we'll go ahead and go on over to the other section. And the reason we want to come into the Namyensa Sandsea from this side is because there's a little miniature side quest thing here to do. Really simple, you just talk to the Moogle, go on over here, and head due east. You'll see a giant turtle. So the Urtan Yensa, I think, the little Jawa looking guys, they asked for help, or one of them asked for help, but it doesn't really matter if you kill them. So you get over here to the Urutan, there you go, get over here to the Urutan Eater, the big turtle, and just punch it. There's nothing really special about, you know, how to fight this guy. He's not like a boss or anything. I think it may have been a rare game though. I'm not positive on that one, but there's no reason not to take it down. Because if nothing else, it will raise your clan rank. So anyway, after you take that thing out, you just go ahead and return to the Moogle. Run back into the Ogre into Sandsea. And as soon as you hit the platform, that's going to start a little video. And after their little scene, you just follow them on through. For another little scene. Alright, so now you just you can just grab the flower, but if you talk to the Moogle, he'll mention the flower. And you go over, interact with the flower, pick the berries, and you get some extra berries. Those things make the upcoming boss fight complete cakewalk. But we'll get to the upcoming boss fight in a minute. We got another zone to explore. So most of the chests in this area are not really worth your effort, except for one like cluster of them, and then one in particular chest. So the first chest that is worth paying attention to is out here at the end of the docks. One of these two chests will have a skill in it called Balance. So Balance is really cool if you have super high hit points. What it does is the difference between the caster's max hit points and their current hit points. I think it's a green magic spell, I'm not sure, but it is definitely really cool. And this area is the next one that's worth actually visiting for two reasons. One, the Wyvern Lord hunt is up there in the very north section, but also that northern section has a pile of chests that have a bunch of different stuff in it. Also, you get the embroidered tippet and a chopper from the second circular platform here. The embroidered tippet doubles your XP earned, which is pretty good. I mean, sure, why not? So when I came up here in my practice run, these chests had a soldier's cap from the high potion right there, a Sirius, a chanter's Jelaba? I'm not sure how to say that. It's a caster robe that would be in that chest there underneath the bird. And something else, I think. Oh, there's one chest with a giant pile of money in it. But yeah, the chests up here by this hunt are definitely worth respawning a few times just to get the stuff from them. If it's not better than what you currently have, it'll at least be on par. The Wyvern Lord is not difficult to hunt. He's just airborne, which is obnoxious because I can't reach him with my swords, but it's not really hard to do. And the Wyvern Lord is down. So yeah, this chest had the caster robe in it. Didn't this time. I think you can buy it though from that vendor, so anything you missed in this zone, don't worry about it too much, you can buy it. Bunch of monies in that one. And we'll go ahead and continue on. And through the zone you're going to find your local friendly merchant there. He warns you about a giant bird. And like I said, he sells all the stuff that was in that whole entire area, so anything you missed, you can pick it up here. He also has a few new spells available, including Hero, which is definitely worth getting. Cure is really cool. Not only does it actually heal more, but it is an AoE heal. So if your people are clustered around, then when one heal will heal all of them, which is real nice. So I have set up my party with Fran in there doing dark, because the bird takes damage from dark. I don't know if it's vulnerable, but it takes damage from dark. Ash as my healer, and Vaughn because I don't really have any reason for him to be there, honestly. You will now have the option of saving your game, which in the PS2 version is necessary if you didn't use the save crystal back there, because they don't have autosaves in the PS2 version. And if you don't know about the Exer berries, this thing will dominate you. So the first thing we'll do is go down to items, go to the Exer berries, and toss it at the Garuda. That makes his damage a whole lot less. I think it might actually take more damage as well. And I'm not positive, but there may or may not be an achievement or trophy or whatever for doing it without the berries. So if you're trying to get 100%, you might want to look up the trophies and make sure that's not one of them. But after giving him the berries, this thing goes down without a fight, really.
Long ago, the gods granted their favor to King Raithwall, who would oversee the subjugation of a vast territory spanning from Mordalia to Valendia. Here he forged the Galtean alliance. Though he is called the Dynast King, upon establishing the alliance, he demonstrated compassion for his people and disdain for needless war. A philosophy passed on to his successors, one that would bring peace and prosperity for hundreds of years to follow. It was during this time of peace that the city-states of Arcadia and Rosaria, each members of Raithwall's alliance, took root and flourished. Raithwall left 3 relics signifying descent from the Dynast King. Of these, the Midlight Shard was given to what would become House Nabradia, and the Dusk Shard to my ancestors, the founders of Dalmasca. The last of these relics was the Dawn Shard. It remained hidden here, known only to those of royal blood.
As though the Dynast King foresaw the very plight before us now.
None save descendants of the king are suffered within. If we attempt to enter without proof of such lineage...
There's no guarantee we'll make it out alive. Vicious beasts, fiendish traps, something like that.
Mm-hmm. But you must consider the prize. The Dawn Shard lies within, and Raithwall's treasure.
And there was I, thinking this was going to be hard.
Alright, so the next step is to actually go into the Tomb of Raithwall. I had originally planned for that to be a second video, but there's like nothing in there, so I think I'm actually going to tack it on. So just touch the device there and you'll get teleported right on in. So this place is set up like a trap puzzle or something. You gotta go to one side and the other, and there's not even a puzzle. You just walk through the thing and touch the glowing deal. You do it once on each side, and you go through. But before you do that, though, there's a demon door down here. It wouldn't be a Final Fantasy without a demon door, right? But there's actually 2 of them. The first one you fight, you can actually run away from it. I'm not sure if there's an achievement for it, probably, but there is a hunt reward for it, so it's definitely worth taking out if you can. This one right here.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Okay, so the thing with this first demon door, it's a damage race, really. There's nothing to steal from it that's worth stealing, and he does this thing called X Zone, which I guess you could say it KOs a party member, but what it really does is it puts them completely out of the fight, kind of like the Snake did in Final Fantasy VII. So what you can do is put decoy on whoever you don't like, and they're the ones that are going to get X zoned, and then the rest of your guys can just hit the thing as fast as they possibly can. The first several tries did not go so well. The first time because I was trying to steal, and that didn't work. The second time because Bosch got X zoned and I kind of needed his damage. But if you just keep trying, you'll eventually get it. I mean, if you lose, well, I mean, you'll game over, but it's autosave, so you didn't really lose anything.
or run? We better decide fast.
There you go, I got it on that run. There's a jewel behind where the door was, but you can't really mess with it right now. You got to do both doors first. So we'll go ahead and hit the other door. The fight with the second door is so much faster and easier. It's you know, you have to get through it, so they didn't make that one quite so tough. The other one is optional.
The wall comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down. And if you touch the gem, it'll make some stairs pop up so you can go down to the bottom. Here's the thing though, the Zodiac Age, they took out the reward and replaced it with a Scathe mote, which is lame. The original reward was a Demon's Bane, which in the original game was very, very good. We'll get one coming up here pretty soon, and it's not good. So I don't know what the deal is. Did they like make the Demon's Bane worse and take it out? That doesn't seem to make much sense, but okay. Still though, even though the reward is dumb, you definitely want to take him out just for the hunt ranks and probably an achievement. But when you're done messing around with that, go ahead and go through the door from the not optional demon door and get a little video.
Incredible. It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
And there's the map of this place, which is kind of unnecessary. I mean, it's not exactly a big place, and it's pretty empty. But whatever. However, those little things there on the side, those two on the top and two on the bottom, there are things to grab in those. So make sure you grab them. This one on the top section of the top thing has a dispel. It's the spell dispel, which is pretty handy if things have a whole bunch of buffs. You can dispel them off. Top one on the other side just had a bunch of money, and I'm pretty sure the bottom ones have things too. But you go in one side or the other, doesn't really matter. And then go through the thing, and in the middle of the room, or the middle of the maze-like structure, you'll find a thing to push on. Go ahead and touch the jewel. That'll lower the little platform down about halfway. And you can run out if you want to, or you can just take the glowing thing in the middle there. Whichever you decide. After that, you need to go to the opposite side, do the same thing, and the platform will lower the rest of the way. And then you can proceed downstairs.
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
There's a chest on either side of this little area here. One side will have the blood sword, which was really good in Final Fantasy IX. And this one, it applies sap, which is it's kind of like poison, but a lot faster. So whatever. This guy here is Belias the Gigas. That would be the first Esper you can obtain. You might recognize him from stage 10 of trial mode. And this version of him is a whole lot easier. run off to the right side of his room and open that box for Shades of Black, which is one of the best techniques in the entire game. Can't convince me otherwise. But yeah, he's really easy to take down. Kind of like an intro to Espers thing. Don't get the wrong idea and think all the Espers are going to go down that easy. A lot of them are near super bosses.
In vain glory they arose, shouting challenges at the gods, but prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter, it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Is that so? Call me old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we could measure.
Now, if we go to our license board, you'll see Belias on there. But that's a lot like the Quickenings. Whoever grabs that person has it, and it's blocked for anyone else. So if the Esper is in the way of like another area or something, then it's blocked for everyone. So make sure who's going to get it before you get any of those.
What's wrong?
Your Majesty, we must go.
What? Wrestler. You will be avenged.
And also, license boards, or second license boards. I'll worry about the second license board later. For now, we got a video.
Such a tremendous honor to again be graced with your presence, Majesty. You left us with such great dispatch upon our last encounter that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
The Nethicite?
That is a base imitation. We seek Raithwall's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them, Captain Azalus?
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite. Are you mad, Vossler? If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Captain Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne, and the Kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it. An entire kingdom for a stone. You must admit, 'tis more than a fair exchange.
And when all is said and done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Sid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanasta soon. I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
A son of Dalmasca.
Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
The mist, it's burning.
6,800, 6,900, 7,000. This must be Deifacted Nethicite. The count still climbs.
Ah, we found it at last. True Deifacted Nethicite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, vain.
What is this? Something's wrong.
What is it?
You stand. Hold her down.
What's wrong with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther! Sky pirates, the future of Dalmasca will not be stolen. Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
And a mini boss fight against Vossler and 2 of his buddies, or 3, something like that. I'm not real sure what the point of this boss fight is, except for story stuffs, because it's most definitely not difficult. Even if you weren't farming, it's not hard at all.
Engine power falling rapidly. Each negative. Impossible.
Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down
What's
there?
happened?
The Nethicite's draining the ship's power.
Disengage it at once.
I want that
We're
number
trying
3
to
unit
get
seal.
it.
Then it's infected. She'll reach critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Ash, let's go.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
This might get a little dicey.
The mist. It manifests now.
Is that what you call this?
What's that?
I think it's the dawn shard.
What are we waiting for?
The Dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujeba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanasta. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Don Shard concealed. Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance. In such circumstance as the Lady Ash then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vayne not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vayne shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vayne, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Lauser will make for a fine emperor.
Lauser so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vayne's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vayne himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vayne return to Arcades.
so. It was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh, they already do. The Dusk Shard? Most likely the Midlight Shard, too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died. And the Empire will know remorse.
You even know how to use it?
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it. The cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you. I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
The Garif are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
Alright, so now we're back in town. They want us to go south. We are totally not going to because there's a ton of stuff to do. Pretty much as soon as you finish Tomb of Raithwall, most of the world's open to you. So in the next one, we will go ahead and break this game real good. So with that, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you on the next one.